And I apologize ahead of time. I'm working off of two different computer systems trying to make this work. So if I look away, I'm not being rude. I'm reading something off my other screen. Good evening, everyone. We'll call to order the Oxnard City Council Community Services, Public Safety, Housing and Development Committee meeting for January 11th, 2022, for start time of 6:45. And if people wish to call in for this meeting, they can look on the agenda, see the dial-in number, the meeting ID, and the passcode. And my understanding is that we have no public speakers or public comments on this meeting. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
That is correct, Chair McDonald.
Okay, but as part of AB 341, I believe it is, we will open up for call-in on each individual item. So that will take us to the first item, which is the roll call, posting of the agenda. And then after we're done with that, Mayor, if you'd lead us in a flag salute, I'd appreciate it.
Will do.
Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Member Madrigal,
Here.
Member Zaragoza,
Here.
Chair McDonald.
Here.
The agenda for this meeting was posted on the City Hall Bulletin Board on January 4th, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. If you'd be so kind to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And Madam Clerk, that will take us to item B, public comments on the items not on the agenda. And if you would start the 3-minute calling clock, please. And we will wait to see if anybody chooses to call in.
Thank you, Chair. I just started the 3-minute timer in case we have any public speakers that would like to call in for public comment. However, we do not have anyone on our list currently for public comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, never mind.
Madam Clerk, I'm going to presume that nobody called in during this 3-minute window.
That is correct, Chair McDonald. We do not have any public speakers.
Thank you very much. That takes us to item C, the consent agenda. And Madam Clerk, if you would restart the timer for anyone that might want to call in on consent agenda.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And have the committee members had an opportunity to read the minutes? And do you have any comments, questions, or adjustments?
No, I don't.
No questions for me.
Mhm.
Okay, we will wait for the clock to run down. And then at that time, if no speakers call in, I'll entertain a motion.
Okay.
Mr. Nguyen, thank you for the entertainment. And I'm not going to even hazard a guess what that was, because last time when I thought I knew it, I was terribly wrong. So, Madam Clerk, we have no callers, I presume?
No public speakers. Thank you, Chair McDonald.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What's the pleasure of the committee regarding the minutes?
Yeah, motion to approve the minutes. Mr. Chair.
Second,
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Member Madrigal,
aye.
Member Zaragoza,
Aye.
Chair McDonald.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And that takes us to item D, reports. And we only have one report tonight from the Information Technology Department. The subject is the Oxnard 311 or 311 Performance Update Report. And the recommendation is that the City Council receive an update on the 5th year and the first half of year 6 performance of Oxnard 311 constituent relationship management system. So if the committee chooses to do so, we will forward this to the council for review. And I'm going to see if our Deputy City Manager, Sherry Klima, has any opening remarks or introductions that she would like to do.
Thank you, Chair McDonald. Yes, I do want to introduce our new CIO. Her name is Helen Miller. She's a passion for information technology that has She's had more than 25 years of experience with both the private and the public sectors, most recently as a senior director for Ventura County Gold Coast Healthcare Plan. So I do want to introduce Helen to all of you, and also we're excited to have her on board. She's been with us for just over 2 months, starting her 3rd month. And I think Helen has something that she wanted to introduce. We don't want to, we definitely want to focus on how successful the 311 app has been. But we also do want Helen to give a little quick tech glitch and explain the solution to that glitch. Helen?
Sure. And Helen, before you start real quick, Madam Clerk, if you could start the 3-minute clock for any people that might wish to call in.
Yes,
And also
Mayor.
there was I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Chair McDonald, we do have one person that has called in for public comment on this item, and I'm in the process of identifying them.
Okay, I will go ahead and move to Helen then, and I will say before she starts that there was a pre-recorded message pursuant to Measure M on the city's YouTube channel, so there will not be a full presentation tonight. But if Helen or Ms. Klima have any amplification bits of information, we will hear that. So Helen, it's up to you now.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and nice to meet you virtually for those that I haven't met yet. I'm happy to be a part of the Oxnard team. I do have an update that I'd like to provide around a recent issue with the 311 application. I'm going to share my screen unless, Rose, you're ready to share the slide.
Yes, I will go ahead and share the slide.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mayor.
recommendation, I spoke to Helen this afternoon, and I know she has this item that recent technical issues and resolutions, but she has, if you don't mind, she's got a really nice presentation that potentially she might share with us before we even get to that point. If, I'm not sure if Helen's willing to do that. This is a performance update for the last 5 years, which I think is really telling of what's 311 has done for the last 5.5 years. I'm not sure if Helen wants to do this before or after, just.
Well, we can do that, Mayor, but that was the presentation that was online previously pursuant to Measure M. But Helen, why don't you go ahead and present what you've got up on the screen now, and then we can go back and maybe get a synopsis of your presentation.
Thank you.
Yes, we'd be happy to do that. I can summarize the entire presentation after this. So I wanted to speak to the recent technical issues that were reported starting in the month of December, where residents have had some challenges opening up and using the 311 mobile application. The application does work on desktop still, but most people are reporting 311 issues through a mobile device because they're out and about. And these are the workarounds that were provided to us from the vendor, Excella, who provides the application to the city. The issue is not an issue just for the city of Oxnard. This issue is also for all of their clients. So all the other cities are experiencing this as well, and users of the application. There's different directions here for whether you're an Android mobile phone user or you're an Apple phone user. And we did test these workarounds as recently as last night, and we can confirm that they are working on both devices. If there are individuals where you are receiving feedback that they're having problems still with the app, and after they've tried these fixes, they would potentially be outliers, and the challenge would be with them maybe knowing how to do this on their phone themselves. But this is information that you can use and provide them if you get constituent phone calls asking what needs to be done. And as a check to see how much this technical issue might be impacting the city, we pulled some random statistics from a week in November and looked at the week of November 8th through November 15th to see how many requests we received in a week where this was not an issue and how many requests we received in a day. So for that week, we received 571 requests. And on November 15th, we had 74 requests come in. If we look at this last week, when this glitch has been going on, we had 641 requests for the week. So about 70 more than the week in November. And we had 76 on January 10th. So from that information, it can be surmised that the impact of this technical issue is not materially preventing people from reporting requests to us for the city to address.
Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. Did that address the information you were looking for?
Yeah, and I think Helen said it well, that because of the technical problems that we're having, we're still receiving calls even more so than if we didn't have it. So I think it's important that people understand that it's still working. Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
And
Mayor.
if there's more questions around this.
Let's take the public caller first, and then we'll go to questions from the committee members. Madam Clerk, if we have a caller that wishes to speak, you can plug them in now.
Chair McDonald, they decided not to speak. However, I will go ahead and start the 3-minute timer in case anyone else would like to call in for public comment. Thank you.
Okay, while we're waiting for that 3 minutes, do the committee members have any other questions or comments for our IT folks?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I just wanted to share some of the information that that was given to us, that for the 5 years that 311 has been in existence, we've had 12,028 downloads, which equated to 96,804 requests that were submitted, which I think is very, very significant. And also the thing that I really, really like about this is the streamlining of the services increases transparency, and also increases accountability, because some of the results that we get from us individuals are within 1 day, 2 days, and so forth. And that really, really works, to respond to the community, which I think is really important, because before 311, they would have to submit a report or call in, and by the time the department or the agency picked it up, it was a week later, 2 weeks later, and so forth. But now with 311, it's really increased the transparency and accountability from the city. And of course, one of the things too that I hope I'm not jumping into her presentation. One of the things that's very significant is that 36% of the calls are for illegal dumping, and 22% was for graffiti, which I think is very significant in helping the city help us with our priorities that we put together as council members. So I really was impressed, by the information that was given to us. And of course, the third biggest item was abandoned autos, which is another 10.8%. And of course, the illegal dumping of furniture and so forth in the alleys is another item that has really helped us to eliminate. So I just really enjoyed the presentation that you gave us here, Helen, regarding the 311 issue, and also Sherry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. I will echo some of those comments. I know that when I'm on some of the other platforms, be it Nextdoor or Facebook or Citizens for a Better Oxnard, and people come on and ask, how do I report something? Invariably, the crowds in those different platforms say use the 311 app. So it seems to be very well situated for our community. And more often than not, if I can use the 311 app, I do so too. And the thing I like about it is I get an automated response, and I don't feel like I'm bugging staff too terribly much by going that route. So I think it's an excellent application. Councilmember Madrigal, any comments or concerns?
No, I have a couple of things. One, I'll kind of echo Mayor Pro Tem and Mayor, what you guys were saying. The 311 app is, a godsend to us here in the city, both I think on the staff perspective and also for residents. It's a great way, going about your day. You just get your phone real quickly. It takes about, a minute or two to get things in. Going a little bit to what the mayor was mentioning, one thing he did forget to mention was potholes. And I know recently with the recent rains, I would actually, it's no surprise that we got a huge uptick in, in requests. I'm sure most of those had to do with potholes, as with the, the heavy rains. There was many potholes throughout the city of Oxnard, not just one particular area, but all throughout the city. So that actually explains a lot as to the huge uptick from, just recently in January from 2 months ago in November. And just like for public, anyone who may be watching, how are we doing with completion rates and time and the time frame, and how we complete those ticketed items?
So in the report, which covers a 5.5-year period, you can see the trending for the top three, which were the illegal dumping, the graffiti, and the abandoned vehicles. And all three of those are exceeding the service level goals. The illegal dumping by almost a day is being delivered early. Graffiti is 2.2 days, and abandoned vehicles is 7.3 days early. So those are pretty fantastic turnaround times. I know we have members of the various departments in attendance today that can answer specific questions that you may have about their relative areas. IT compiled the data in collaboration with the departments, and they have more of the background about the underpinnings of why a number is what it is. So are there any comments from anyone else around speaking to those top three?
No, thank you. I think once this goes to the full council, though, I would like to specifically focus on potholes as well. Not necessarily for this meeting, but for when it goes to the entire council.
And I'll just add one additional comment. It's my understanding from chatting with some staff today that we are examining whether or not it's feasible to take the application to a second language, specifically Spanish for our non-English speaking constituents. Now, I don't know if we'll be able to do that or not, but staff is taking a look at that, see if we can make it a more robust application. So,
Mayor Pro Tem, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you could actually, the app does come in Spanish, because I asked this actually 4 years ago. If all your applications are in Spanish, the app automatically comes in Spanish for you.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I have an update hot off the press. I can confirm that the app can work in Spanish. There are some different user experiences because the 311 app itself converts to Spanish, as well as supports 16 other languages. I don't have a list of those, but I could get a list if you're interested. The app also connects and shows data off of our city public website. And if you look at one of those pages, there is a button you need to select at the very bottom that will flip the language to display in a non-English language. So you do need to do a separate click on your phone to make that happen. I think there's 311 menu options that you have to do that. And there are a couple of menu options that are static pages or static data and information, and those remain in English, and those do not change. However, staff is looking to see if we can publish those pages with both English and Spanish on the same page, so that it would be more comprehensively appropriate.
Excellent. I would just think that maybe we want to reach out via our website to inform people that option is there, so that they know it's available to them when they use the app. So Thank you very much for that. Madam Clerk, do we have any callers?
We do not have any public speakers. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Does the committee have any other
Yeah,
questions, comments, or concerns?
yeah, Mr. Chair, one of the things that we spoke about this afternoon with staff was that 311 is really working great for transparency, for accountability and so forth. The question that I had was, and maybe for staff, is we have a lot of illegal dumping in the alleys and mattresses and so forth and so forth. And so the question is, 311, we pick it up, the city picks it up. The question is, how do we prevent that happening further, with the public? So we need to have some kind of inspection program and so forth. In addition to that, I've had a lot of concerns regarding apartment containers, trash containers that are overflowing, and the trash is going into the alley. So the question was, should we add more containers to the apartment complex? I think the solution is to have more pickups. For example, if you have apartment A that has a weekly pickup and they have scattered trash or overflowing containers, potentially that complex needs more pickups, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 pickups per week, as opposed to adding more containers. So also we need to make those landowners or the property owners or property managers of those apartments be more responsible for maintaining those containers, because those containers and that trash all over the alley becomes an attractive nuisance. So potentially, if some of the department people are listening to this, they can probably have inspections on those apartments. Even though we have 311 reporting it, they have probably need more service for those attractive nuisances and so forth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Member Madrigal, any additional comments?
Nothing for me, Mayor Pro Tem. Thank you.
Okay. Well, the request is that we forward this to City Council for a full review, and I would support that request. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Madam Clerk, we have a motion and a second to forward this to council for review by the full body. Roll call, please.
Member Zaragoza,
Yes.
Chair McDonald,
Yes.
Member Madrigal.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you very much, everyone. That takes us to item E, items for future agendas. Do the members have any items for future agendas on this meeting for this meeting or this committee? I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Not at this moment.
So no, Mr. Chair, as I mentioned before, regarding maybe ER can in the future bring us more information and potential more service for those particular apartments or businesses that are not really taking care of their containers and they're having trash scattered over the alleys or in their places. Maybe we can have additional
Sure.
information on the inspection program that the ER has and potentially having those folks have more service than is currently being provided.
My understanding is that ER has a way of increase to it. Since it's not agendized, I don't want to go any further on
No, I understand.
the
For the
discussion
future.
at this point. So we'll bring it back at a future
For the-
meeting.
For the future. Thank you, Mr. Wolf. I know you wanted to share a couple of words on this item. We're still in this item. Is that okay?
I'd rather not because it's
Okay,
not
thank you.
agendized. I don't want to get too far afield. Mr. Wolf, I apologize, but we'll bring this back.
Thank you. Okay. That's all.
Okay. Thank you then. With no further business, we will adjourn for the evening. Thank you all for your presence and participation. Be safe, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.